this is what I wish someone had told me before I got into photography. So here we go, those are my tips. Good morning everyone, hope you're having an amazing day. Today we are still in Kuala Lumpur and I want to share with you 3 things I wish I knew before I got into photography. They're huge, they're super important, and no one is telling you about it. Number 1, guys, I get that question all the time. What kind of camera should I get? Well, guess what? This is a very bad question. The question is, what lens should you get? Cameras are important, but they're so minimal compared to the lenses. Lenses are gonna take your photography level from here up to here and the infinite skies, and you're gonna be an Instagram superstar just like, no, I'm kidding. So what happens? Why are lenses more important? Simply because look at that baby. That's a $2,000 lens, and there's so much glass, there's so much work that's put into creating those lenses. You've got a lot of layers of different lenses in it, and anything you're gonna capture is gonna go through that before it hits your sensor. So imagine it's like looking through a window that's dirty. You're never gonna see anything. If you look through a beautiful window that's perfectly clean and that is new, you're gonna feel like you can jump through the window, but you're gonna hit it, obviously. So that is kind of what you want with your lens. You want the highest quality of lens possible. Even if you get a crappy body, that is okay. You're still gonna get awesome shots. I can tell you because that's how I started. But before I really understood that, I wish someone had told me that, because I was with my kit lens on the Canon Rebel and I was like, the shots are okay. I don't understand why the portraits of other people are always so very smooth, the background's blurry, all that. This is the reason. Okay, that's a bit extreme. You can get a 50mm lens 1.8 for maybe $100, $120, $180, depending on the brand. And this is what I recommend you. I'll list a few lenses to begin with in the description below, so make sure you check it out. But remember, lenses are a billion times more important. The second thing I wish I had discovered way before, and that would have saved me a lot of blurry, shitty shots. I'm telling you, I had so many of those where I heard the camera goes like, cling. I'm like, what? Why is it so slow? And then you look at the picture and it's blurry all the time. Something is called minimum shutter speed lock. And everyone, check in your camera if you have it. Please make sure you check it. You need that function in your camera. If you don't have it, throw your camera away and buy a new one. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, yeah. But look, minimum shutter speed lock allows you to tell the camera, I don't want the shutter speed to go below a certain speed. All right, and we all know why shutter speed is so important, right? It's simply because it's gonna define if your shot is blurry or if it's not blurry. Now, look, when you're able to tell that camera don't go below that shutter speed, it's gonna be awesome because you don't have to think about it anymore. It's like a cheat sheet for camera photographers, everything. And I can tell you, when I was shooting weddings, it saved my butt so many times, because you go in a church, it's super dim, you're an aperture priority, and you don't want the camera to do like crazy things and shoot at 1/50 of a second when people are walking, because then everything's blurry, and yeah, no, you don't want that. So if you want to try it out right now, here are a few tips. If someone is not moving, you can go down to 1/50 of a second. If someone is moving, just light movement of the head, like most people when you're shooting them, 1/125th of a second is when you want to set it at. If people are walking, 250 of a second. Oh my god, that's hard to say. It's written on the screen. And if there's more action and stuff, 1/500th of a second and above, that's gonna freeze the action, like you're gonna be the king of action photography after. All right, I know this might sound obvious to a lot of you. This is point number 3. And quick story, I had no clue when I started photography years ago that I was supposed to edit my shots. Actually, I was looking at magazines and stuff, and I was like, what kind of camera do they use to get those shots? They're so different. Well, I'm sorry to break it to you. Most of you already know it. You're supposed to edit all your shots. I'm not talking about just applying a filter on Instagram. Yeah, that's fun. But I'm talking about using a real program like Lightroom or On One Photo and really diving deep into your photos. Also, something that goes hand in hand with editing is actually shooting raw. I know it's controversial. A lot of you might be like, oh, I shoot JPEGs, that's good enough. yes, but please shoot raw at least to understand how much more details you can bring out from an image and how non-destructive the edits are going to be.
Yeah.
Look guys, I can make a whole dedicated video on just editing. I know some of you might have presets that you might be using, but I think there is just way more to it. And I can show you my personal workflow on Lightroom and also how I use the presets I created as a foundation. If you're interested in getting those awesome presets and also supporting the channel, I know it's a quick plug, but please bear with me. They're just in the description below. You can go and give it a try. Now, with that being said, whenever you're editing, there's just a simple rule of thumb to follow, is that go over the top and then always come back down. Look a day later at your edit, and if you like it, if you don't think it's too much, then you're on the right track. A huge mistake I used to make is just going a bit too far in the edits, either on one side of saturation or actually on the other side. So that comes over time, don't stress over it, just keep editing and editing and editing. It will come, you're gonna create your own style also, and it's gonna be amazing. All right guys, there you have it. Those are the 3 tips that made a huge difference, to be honest, in my progression as a photographer. I know I'm not the best one in this world, but if anyone gets those tips and applies them, I think it's gonna make a huge improvement. Now, you might be the best in the world already, so drop me your Instagram in the comments below. I wanna see what you're up to, what you're creating, and we can continue discussing over there. Now, with that being said, there's a little red box that's called subscribe, and with the bell, I highly encourage you to hit the subscribe button and hit the bell. It's gonna make a huge dong. It's pretty cool actually, and every time I'm releasing a video, you will know it because I'm traveling all around the world and I'm creating those photography videos everywhere, and I think that's pretty unique, so you don't want to miss out on that. And with that being said, I'm gonna see you in the next episode. Have an amazing day, get out there, shoot, and oh, before we forget, obviously, leave a big thumbs up and leave us a comment below. Have an amazing day. Leave me a comment below. I have a double personality problem. See you guys, have an amazing day.